This bag packs a lot of punch despite the price on the price tag. Let's talk about it. How's it going, friends? I'm John, and this is UnPack'D, a place where we unpack all the details about your favorite bags, EDC, and travel-related gear. And today, we're going to do a full walkthrough and review of the CT21 from CTactical, but you may often hear them referred to as CT or CTactical. So I did purchase this bag with my very own money, so this is not a sponsored video, not a paid video, but at any point in this review you feel like supporting me and the channel directly, please consider hitting like and subscribe, as that helps me grow this channel and helps me keep bringing these awesome reviews to you. I appreciate it. So CTactical is a Vietnam-based bag maker that draws inspiration from the designs of GoRuck. Now, this is my very first CTactical bag, and I don't know a lot about the company. So at one point, I think they were a direct copy or direct dupe of GoRuck, and I don't know all the ins and outs of all that. But what I do know is the bag that I have sitting here before you has come a long way from that and is very much different despite the same silhouette. Very different bag. This is the version 3 of their CT21. So despite CT being around for a while, I always stayed away from them from the same reasons I stayed away from GoRuck. The whole tactical rolls of Mali, that severe military vibe, it just wasn't my vibe. It's not my thing. I don't really, those kinds of bags don't appeal to me. They don't speak to me. But as their bags evolved, and this is their version 3, they have lots of different models and lots of different things. And this slick version in this material spoke to me. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have it. All right, I'm going to hit you with the tech specs right here on the screen. Pause if you want to get a better look at that. But as you can see, this is a 21 liter capacity bag. It's about 2.8 pounds, so it's not the lightest, it's not the heaviest bag in this size range. But overall, I think the bag is a pretty good size and weight for being a 21 liter bag. So this particular bag is only available in black. There are 2 different interior color options, a blue and a coyote. The blue is currently sold out, but on the website it says that there is more on the way. And at the time of this upload, there's very limited stock of that coyote interior. Now these bags are available in a wide range of materials and different options. So please refer to the website if you want to check out this particular bag. It's almost hard to list all the different options. There's 1000D Cordura options. There's a 500D Cordura options. There's the Mali. There's the Slick. Again, so there's so many options. So please refer to the website if you're thinking about checking this bag out. So what I have here is a personal item sizer box. This is the most common size used amongst the airlines, but always double check your airlines before you fly. Being a 21 liter capacity bag, generally it's going to pass on any flight. And as you can see, it went into this particular sizer, no problem. So that means that this is going to make a great flight companion, and it's going to easily fit under most airline seats without an issue. So going over the overall aesthetics of the bag, as you can see, it maintains that classic backpack shape and silhouette. And being a slick version without all the Mali, this is going to be a great companion for almost any type of carry, whether it be school or office. Again, with the overall dimensions being the way it is, I think it fits a number of people without looking too small and without looking too big. I really enjoy this classic silhouette of the bag, and especially this slick version that CT offers here. The primary material used on the exterior of the bag is a 420D Cordura ripstop nylon. Now, I love me some 420D ripstop nylon material. If you've seen any of my videos, you know how much I love this material. To me, it's the perfect blend of lightweight material, weather resistance, and overall durability as far as not picking up dust and especially not picking up pet hair. This bag is super easy to clean with this material. It's super soft, it's supple, it's nice feeling when you're carrying it. I really do enjoy this 420D. Now, I especially love this Cordura version of the 420 ripstop because it has this square patterning, and when you get up and close and personal with the bag, it adds a little subtle flair, a little subtle taste that you can't initially see when you're far away. But up and close and personal, looks beautiful. So now while they're using that 420D ripstop along the front and sides of the backpack, along the back, they're still using a 420, but it's like a slick version. There isn't that square ripstop patterning that is going to be on your back panel and your shoulder straps. Still going to be 420D though. Now, as far as branding, the only branding you're going to have on the outside of the bag is going to be this subtle CT printed in this 2x3 loop field patch, similar to what you would see on a GoRuck. Other than that, there are going to be no tags, no other external branding on this bag. You'll notice these little tabs up front here, and they have loops in them so you can easily run some cord or some straps to add additional gear on the outside. Now, it doesn't come with any, but you can easily add your own. Another thing these little tabs are good for is for counter pulls, is when you're opening these zippers, it gives you something to grab on there. Nice little touch. I think it adds a little bit of flexibility into the way you carry it without going overboard of them adding the shock cord for you. Again, a nice little option to have if you choose to add straps or some shock cord. Continuing along the outside, you're going to notice there are no external water bottle pockets or no moly webbing to add external water bottle pockets. Again, that's keeping this overall slick design, this nice crisp clean look. Whether you're taking this bag to work, to school, or any other situation, this is going to be a clean, crisp looking bag suitable for any style of carry. So up top, you do have a top grab handle. It's simply some folded over nylon, not super padded. It's plenty wide though, and there's some reinforced box stitching that's going to add some confidence that this bag can be supported by this handle no matter what kind of load, how heavy load you're carrying in this bag. Feels really good in the hand. You can easily carry this for some time, even though it's not super padded. It's a pretty good grab handle. So for the shoulder straps, they're going to be plenty wide and plenty thick. It has heavy PU sponge inside these shoulder straps here. Now, some bag manufacturers use EVA foam instead of PU sponge. To me, the difference between the two is this PU sponge is comfortable from the start. As soon as you get this bag and put it on, there's no break-in period and it feels comfortable from the get-go. Now, unlike EVA foam, which takes a little bit of time, for me anyway, it feels like it takes a little bit of time to break in. Now, there are some questions about the durability of PU sponge. So that's going to be for you to decide as you wear this bag in. Does it maintain its shape or does it slowly break down over time? So that's been the argument and why some other bag manufacturers choose to use EVA foam. Even though these straps are plenty wide and heavily padded, there's still a little bit less padding that you would find on a traditional Go Rug. Again, this is still plenty more than a lot of other bag manufacturers up there, and these straps are going to be super comfortable. If you're a little bit of a smaller frame or a petite person, these straps may be a little bit too much for you. You do have some moly running down the straps here. That's going to be for your adjustable, removable sternum strap that is included with the bag. Now the back panel, again, like we referenced earlier, is that 420D material, so it's pretty slick, pretty smooth, and the bag moves and glides with you pretty well. And you see some stitching lines here, and it gives you that illusion that there's some air channels and some breathability, but there's not. It is simply some stitching. This back panel is flat, and it lays against your back. There's no breathability, there's no air channels in here to speak of. And when you wear the bag, you're definitely going to feel that there's no airflow happening on this back panel. Along the top here, you are going to have an exit point for your hydration hose. If you choose to use a hydration bladder with this bag, which you can do, there's your exit point there. And along the bottom, you'll see some reinforced webbing here that's stitched in. Similar you would see on a Go Rug. And there's these two plastic pieces of hardware here that is for an additional hip belt that is also not included. All the plastic hardware on this bag is going to be Duraflex, from the sternum strap all the way to your adjustment buckles down at the bottom. Everything is Duraflex. So now, if you don't know a lot about plastic hardware, Duraflex is considered to be some of the best and most durable plastic hardware you can use on the bag. Again, that's a nice little chance to find on an $85 bag. So along the bottom of the bag is fully padded with EVA foam. It's the same foam used on the back panel to pad that. That's going to help the bag stand up when it's fully loaded. Even despite this 420 material being kind of floppy when it's not fully loaded, again, when it is fully loaded, it's going to stand up very well on its own. And on the bottom of this padded bottom, you're going to have 4 attachment points here, again, where you can add your own webbing, compression straps to add more gear along the bottom. That just adds a little bit more versatility to this bag, again, to be able to add your own straps or shock cord to carry some additional gear. So the CT21 has 4 external compartments. They're all using YKK RCF chain zippers. Now, from my understanding on the little bit of research I did into those zippers, that's zippers that you're going to find on luggage and tents. Again, this should be overkill for a simple EDC style backpack. But again, that just drives home the confidence of the durability that you should have in this particular bag. They are using a combination of 5, 8, and number 10 zippers, depending on the pocket. The most important one to me is the main pocket, and that's going to have your chunky number 10 zippers, and exactly what I want to see on this full clamshell bag. On the zipper pullers, they're just using some simple 550 paracord, nothing fancy, but again, it works, it looks nice, and I like it. So diving into the interior of this bag, we're going to start noticing some subtle differences. It's going to separate this from the Go Rucks that it's often compared to. Again, a wonderful little bag, nice little details, and I'll point them out along the way. So starting very first and foremost, you have these counter pulls down at the bottom. Again, that's going to help you open and close this bag. Nice little touch. It should be automatic feature the bag makers add, but a lot of people don't. But just having that little place to grab onto when you open and close the bag makes such a big difference. Now, as you open up this bag, it's going to be almost full clamshell. It's going to be supported here by that padded bottom. Now, it's not super thick padding. There is a thin layer of padding at the bottom. But again, almost complete full clamshell, and it opens up till about right there. So once you open up this bag, you're going to see this beautiful blue interior that's also a 420D. Now, it's not a ripstop. It's not going to have that square patterning like you see on the front. But again, still 420, nice and smooth, beautiful color. Again, check out the Coyote version 2. That looks really slick as well. Along the back panel here, you're going to have this sleeve here in the back. Now, on this back side, it has like a felt-like material. So you could store a larger iPad or another laptop in here. It's going to be well protected. It's real nice to have that felt lining on one side. On each side of that sleeve, you're going to have two pockets here. Often used, what I use it for was a water bottle pocket, but you can easily store an umbrella or anything here. So while this isn't a revolutionary idea, it's a nice inclusion here. So if you do carry a bottle, because you can't carry it on the outside, it's nice to have that bottle secure in there and not bouncing around. A nice little touch to add two stretchy pockets here down at the bottom. Along the top, this is going to be your quick access pocket we'll get to in a minute. You are going to have that exit point here for the hydration bladder that you can put in here to keep that secure, and you run your hose out there. You are going to see these two tabs of material. Let's see if we can get that up top here, and two more tabs down at the bottom here. Now that's going to be so you can add CT's admin panel that'll hook into those loops at the top and bottom for some more additional organization. Again, not included, but the option is there for you to add that accessory on. So moving over to the beaver tail or the beaver flap, whatever you want to call it, you're going to have that two traditional pockets that so many backpacks have. The bottom one is going to be this mesh material. It is going to be gusseted, so it can hold quite a bit of volume. It comes out quite a bit. Just keep in mind that if you were to pack this out, it's going to eat into the main cavity and not so much push out onto the front. It'll make this side really tight. It's a good idea, but in practice, probably not so much. Now this top pocket is going to be non-see-through. Again, something you see on so many other backpacks, but again, I like the classic design here. Now, the overall quality of the mesh is pretty good. It's not as durable as some of the other bags I've seen. It doesn't have like PVC coating on it to add to the durability of it. So I do think if you were to put some sharper or pointier gear in there, you could wear through this mesh over time. Again, this is an $85 bag. It's not bad, but also not the most durable mesh that I've ever seen in a bag. Now getting into this front pocket here, it is going to run all the way down to the bottom, to the very bottom. So it's going to be this entire square area. Now it's a nice big pocket, but because the inside can get kind of tight, especially using the internal pocket, it's going to make this external pocket very tight, similar to what you would see on a Go Ruck. It makes it almost unusable, even though it's such a big pocket. Now, if I can get the camera to see it very well, there is some organization in this pocket here. You're going to have one slip pocket. It's a pretty good size, like the size of a field note or a passport. And next to that, you are going to have 3 pen slots next to that drop-in sleeve there. There is a key leash attachment here with the plastic clip. Again, very short, not super usable, especially in this very tight pocket. So along the top in this quick access pocket, you can see that this zipper garage is also there. The front pocket also has one. And it's going to be a nice size quick access pocket. It does have this super soft material, but it's not felt material like we saw on the inside of that sleeve. But it is nice and soft, but I would still use a case with my sunglasses when putting it in there. Now the last compartment is the laptop compartment. You do have 2 zippers here. So that was something for me to get used to. So having that muscle memory of 1 zipper on the Go Rucks, this one having 2, I would often forget where I parked them, if I parked them down at the bottom or up at top. And just that muscle memory from using so many Go Ruck bags, it threw me for a loop every now and then. But yes, you do have dual zippers on the laptop compartment. And again, on one side, you're going to have that 420D blue nylon on this side. And then on the back side, It is some more of that felt-like material that we found on the inside sleeve where like your iPad would go. Nice feeling material. It's going to make it feel like you're not going to scratch your device putting it in and out. Now you are going to have access to the frame sheet here, so you can easily remove it if you were trying to dial in the comfort level that suits you. Easily accessible, and you can easily remove it. So I have been using this bag for a couple of weeks now, and I did have to adjust the way I carry to dial down to a 21 liter because I normally carry a 26 liter. So I had to move some stuff around in my carry to get it to work. I'll load it out for here to show you what I fit into this bag. So the internal water bottle pockets, or just pockets, whatever you want to use, can accommodate your larger Nalgene bottles here. Like, it's going to be really tight, but you technically can get it in there and it will hold. They have plenty of stretch. It'll fit fine enough, but it's going to be a little bit difficult getting those bigger bottles in and out. So I carried my 32 ounce mirror water bottle. I didn't have any issues getting this bottle in or out of that pocket. Fits nice in there, and I like having it secure to not bounce around. I do take my own lunch as I meal prep, and I chose to go with the Carhartt as it's a slimmer lunchbox than my normal Bellroy cooler caddy. So this was perfect for the smaller bag here. Again, if you don't have to carry a lunch, it's going to leave you so much more room on the inside of this back panel here. Now, these two front compartments here, the best solution that I found is using GoRuck's wire dop and mini wire dop. This keeps everything organized, because if you load this pocket up with loose items, everything just falls to the bottom and it kind of makes this bottom pocket swell. And that's why I really like using the wire dop, is it kind of keeps everything spread out across that panel. So in here, I just have my med kit, a couple of extra odds and ends that I need throughout the day, and that fits perfect in that bottom pocket. Again, just similar to GoRuck's, these wire dops fit in those two pockets, no issue at all. I did forget to load my iPad in that back sleeve, but we can still easily slip it in there, no problem. And the last thing is my TomTalk T12 tech pouch with all my cables, chargers, bricks, and everything else that I need to get through the day. I'm going to put that right under there. And that's going to be pretty much it for this bag. Now, loading this front compartment is very tight. You can store some stuff in there. You do have that one slip pocket and 3 pin pockets. In that slim pocket, I just kept my flatter, longer items like my Kershaw blade in there and my Olight flashlight in those slip pockets. Kind of hard to see that there. And then a pen in one of the pen slots. I'm not a real big fan of the pen slots, but we'll get to that a little bit later. And you do have that provided key leash. Again, this pocket's super tight. Makes it pretty hard to get your keys down in there. It's best used for slimmer, flatter items, and that's where I decided to keep my moleskin down in there. Pretty much it for that top pocket. Now, moving over to the quick access pocket, it is pretty generous and you are able to fit quite a bit in there. So I can easily put my phone, wallet, chapstick, AirPods, and I still have room for my sunglasses in a little microfiber case. All's going to fit in there pretty well. Now, for the laptop compartment, it is advertised to hold a 16-inch MacBook. I don't have a 16-inch MacBook Pro, but I do have a 16-inch piece of wood that's the exact same dimensions. I call it the 16-inch Woodbook Pro. Again, same dimensions as a 16-inch MacBook, and it's going to fit really, really snugly into that compartment. It does fit. You do have extra room around the sides, so as advertised, it will fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro. So it is suspended off the bottom about 1 inch, so you can have some confidence when putting your bag down. You're not slamming your device. So now that I got this bag fully packed out, I'm going to try it on for you here. I do have the sternum strap connected. And one thing I wanted to mention about the sternum strap is that it uses elastic on one side. So when you connect the sternum strap, and as you're walking, the sternum strap kind of like moves as your chest moves in and out as you're walking. Now, it's a little bit of a weird feeling to get used to at first. I know the ULA Dragonfly, their stock sternum strap comes with a little bit of elastic on one side. So for me, it's a pretty good feeling where it doesn't feel constricted, and more as the bag is moving with you. The downside to having this, elastic on one side is I often felt that I had to adjust the sternum strap. And sure, every time that I put the bag back on, I feel like I had to retighten. Or if I'm doing a long walk, I feel like after a certain amount of time, I have to adjust the sternum strap again. And the other thing with the sternum strap, on the buckle, there is a built-in safety whistle. And yes, I guarantee you, I annoyed the out of everybody with that whistle. Make whistles standard on all sternum straps. So one thing to note about the straps on this backpack is there is a lot of adjustment in these straps, like a really lot. So I know sometimes the taller people have problems with the straps being too short. Definitely not going to be an issue here. It does have web keepers to keep everything in line, but even with the web keepers, I still have a little bit of dangle down at the bottom. Super long straps on this. Again, if you're a taller person, this is going to be a great option for you. So for reference, I am 5'10", and this is what the CT21 looks like, fully packed out on me. Now, these shoulder straps, having so much padding, make it very, very comfortable to carry. The overall harness system is just really fantastic. Now, even though this is only a 21-liter bag, it is still super comfortable to carry for longer periods of time. So just rest assured, if you have a long commute, a walk to work, or taking this bag out on a simple hike, it's going to be very comfortable, especially for longer periods of time with this substantial padding. Again, a little bit less than what you would see on a GoRuck, but plenty comfortable for a 21-liter size bag. So getting into some of the things that I really enjoyed about this bag, the number one thing that sticks out for me is going to be the overall construction and design. What I mean by that is they're using all of the name brand materials that we hear and see from so many different bag makers. Cordura ripstop nylon, YKK zippers, Duraflex plastic hardware. Now they're using all the same top quality materials that so many bag makers use, but the fact that CT is able to wrap this up in an $85 package and make it look this good is just really amazing. Another thing that I really enjoyed, it was the internal water bottle pockets. Again, like I mentioned when I was packing them out, while it's not a revolutionary feature by any means, as somebody who uses a GoRuck almost always, it was nice to have that stretchy water bottle pocket in there just to keep my bottle from flapping around, from bouncing around, or securing any kind of other gear that you want to secure in those pockets. Again, if you don't have to carry a lunch, you can stuff an umbrella. You can use these pockets for a wide range of things. And I just really enjoyed having these simple internal water bottle pockets. And lastly, adding that little cherry on top to close out this package is the attention to detail with the little things. And what I mean by that are the little things are like zipper garages here to add just a little bit extra weather resistance on your top pockets here. And having these counter pulls or gear loops along the bottom and sides here, counter pulls here to make opening and closing this bag so much easier. Again, adding to those small little details is the bag does come with a rain fly included in the bag. It's not even listed on the website, but when I opened up this backpack, there it was, an included rain fly. It's adding that nice little cherry on top to all the great features that you're already getting. They're even throwing in a matching rain fly for your bag. Now, one aspect of the bag that I found really hard to enjoy and really hard to get use out of was that internal front pocket. Now, I did appreciate that they added some internal organization here at the front, but giving me 3 pen loops and only 1 drop in, it kind of limited the usability of that internal storage. Now, I wish they would have just eliminated the pen pockets altogether and just gave me 2 big drop-ins to make those a little bit more usable. And also, it's kind of way up at the top, so sometimes your longer items, even your pin, would get kind of hung up here if it's sticking up too far. So while I'm not a huge fan of adamant panels, I think if you're going to add one, I wish they would have moved it down a little bit to clear the zipper and eliminate those 3 pen slots and just give me some larger drop-ins. And lastly, one thing that I really don't like about this bag is that it isn't available in more sizes. As the time of filming, there's only this 21 liter and a smaller 15 liter. Man, I would have loved to see a 26-liter version of this bag. Now, I really don't know why they haven't made a bigger size standard besides those one-off special purchases. There's so many different variants of the 21-liter version. There's a Patchaholic, there's the Officer, just all kinds of different versions of the 21 and smaller. I just really want to see a 26-liter bag. Now, this is my first CT, and I would love to come back and visit some more bags, but I am super bummed that I can't just hop on the site and pick up a 26-liter version of this bag, without having to go through a special purchase or having to find one on the secondhand market that are really marked up because of the limited runs. So some final thoughts here on the CT21 from CTactical. I think it's an amazing value for this bag. Again, $85, $19 shipping to get it here to Texas. Your results may vary on that shipping, but I think overall this is such a great value. Again, using all of the name brand materials that so many other bag makers use, but able to bring it to you at a much more affordable price makes this really an interesting bag to check out. So if you've been on the fence about trying a GoRuck style bag, but have been holding off because of the price, this is going to be a great gateway. While it's going to give you a very similar experience, not exactly, because the padding is a little bit thinner. The frame sheet here is a little bit thinner as well. Again, at a fraction of the price, it's going to be a really good gateway into those GoRuck style bags if you've been on the fence about trying one. So what are your thoughts about the CT21 from CTactical? Now, as somebody who very much enjoys GoRuck's backpacks, I was super curious to see what this was all about. So there's so many comparisons between the two companies. And while the user experience is similar, I think there's enough differences here in the bag that kind of separates them a little bit. But overall, I really enjoyed the bag. But have you tried one of their bags? Especially if you've had one for a long time, how's it holding up? I would love to know the overall quality, especially if you've owned the bag for several years. But yeah, drop me a line in the comments. If you have any more questions about the CT21 or anything you want to know about the loadout or quality, please drop me a line. I answer every single comment and I love interacting with you guys. But especially if you've already owned one, I would love to know your experience. But if you made it this far in this video, thank you so much for sticking around. Thanks for supporting the channel, and I cannot wait to see you again on my next review.